Bonny and Clyde were one of the most romanticized couples. They were on the run, and people loved their story. That was the time of the Great Depression. Their crime tour lasted only 2 years. But it was bright and cruel. Bonnie Parker and Clyde Borrow met in 1930. She was 19 and married to an imprisoned murderer. Clyde was 21. Two weeks after they first met, Clyde was sentenced for 2 years. Thanks to a gun which Bonnie smuggled, he escaped. But he was recaptured. Clyde was set free in 1932, and that was when the crime tour had begun. Clyde took Bonnie with him for the first robberies he made. After a couple of robberies, Clyde was on the run. And Bonnie had decided to go with him. For 2 years, Bonnie, Clyde, and his gang were driving around states. Police at that time couldn't cross the borders between the states. So that was their escape. The other thing which helped them to run away was Clyde's way of driving. He changed cars frequently by stealing them. His favorite was Ford V8. Clyde even wrote a letter to Henry Ford. Even if my business hasn't been strictly legal, it don't hurt anything to tell you what a fine car you got in the V8. Bonnie loved to take their photos in various poses. She also wrote poems about them. This is what she had wrote. There's lots of truths to these write-ups. They're not so ruthless as that. Their nature is raw. They hate all the law. So that's how the myth appeared. A young couple in love who runs from the law. And people didn't love the government and the police at that time. Bonny and Clyde were more like Robin Hood. But Robin Hood didn't kill innocent people. In 2 years, Bonny and Clyde killed almost 13 people. Some of them were innocent victims. The couple usually robbed grocery stores and gas stations. And even if they robbed banks, their catch was still small. By the second year, they had become very famous because of the media coverage. And they were afraid of being recognized. Numerous law enforcement agencies tried to catch them. Once the police caught the accomplice, they learned about the close ties between the two and their families. And the police set an ambush. Their accomplice's father stayed on the road. The police expected that they would stop and help him. Which they did. Police officers waited for them in a bush. When the car stopped, the officers opened fire. The police shot approximately 130 bullets at the couple. They were killed instantly. The death car became a trophy and was shown around the US. Bonny and Clyde asked to be buried together.